Hey everyone, welcome back to TV5 News at 9. Time now for Education Matters. We're always here with Dr. Craig Douglas, who's joining us this morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
All right, so we're very excited because some schools are going back today and in the next few weeks as well. So we're going to talk about some tips for parents. Of course, tons of schools have tours, Dr. Douglas, open houses. Why is that so important for parents to take advantage of?
Well, first, applause to you and TV5 for covering the back-to-school rollouts. I think it's terrific.
Thanks.
As everyone knows now, school districts start in various paces, depending upon the local school boards and administration and the decisions they make. But you're quite right. There are many open houses that began even last week, the week before, and have really ramped up this week. I really encourage parents to take time. Sometimes it's hard. They may be in the middle of the day or may not mesh with schedules. But if they can make that a priority and get to the open house, it's a great way to break the ice and begin to build relationships with the principal, the counselor, the child's teacher or teachers. It's a great first step for a successful school year, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe get to know if you're new to the school, you can learn your way around.
Yes, the logistics.
Yeah.
For example, if you're going to drive to school, where are the parking spaces? Where are the drop-offs?
Yeah.
What are the best times to arrive? And I would say, generally speaking, beginning of the school year, allow extra 10 minutes or so because things are usually congested at the beginning of the school as everyone begins to build routines.
Yeah, all right. Speaking of routines, we got to transition into a routine, and that could be especially hard for kids when it comes to getting up early, going to bed early too, getting enough sleep. What ways can parents help with that?
Well, I think starting ahead of schedule, if possible,
Okay.
if that's possible, to begin to set new time frames for winding up the day, beginning to transition to bed, turning those devices off at bedtime. It may mean going to bed earlier by even maybe an hour or more to change those routines. And then, of course, the flip side is getting up earlier, making sure there's time for breakfast, time to prepare for if it's the bus or getting to the car, so that the stress is reduced. I think the more preparation ahead of time, the less stress will be at the beginning of the school year.
Yeah. And of course, back to school shopping's involved. Is it important for a kid to be involved in the back-to-school shopping?
Many experts say yes. You know, I may surprise you when I say I'm not a big back-to-school shopper at my age now, but back-to-school shopping can be stressful, and by having the child involved with the parent or guardian as a team decision, that helps build that confidence in terms of likes and dislikes. Now, if there's a school expectation in terms of uniform dress, which many private and some charter schools have, that takes that decision making out of the realm or reduces it. But if there are no restrictions school-wise, or few restrictions, then having the child have their voice in the room, so to speak, making that purchase, helps solidify and make the purchase more meaningful and useful to the child.
Yeah, okay, very good. And with the new school year, also after-school activities, homework, sports, it's all coming back. And so just to go back to a routine, you know, we talked maybe preschool, like the prior to going to school. What about after school
You're
routines?
absolutely right. That all is applicable to after-school activities. I guess it's under a general cluster of time management.
Yeah.
How do you manage your 24 hours? How do you wedge in your adequate sleep, which for young people, 8 to 10 hours? How do you wedge that in with the other parts of the day that you just described? For after school, it's prioritizing, all right, when are you going to do the homework and the extra work that's expected? How are you going to fit that in with sport practices or maybe church obligations or other important items in the calendar day, but how do you wedge that in with the school day now that the school day is on the horizon?
Yeah. All right, lots to consider. Anything else you want to add?
Well, just time management is a challenge for all of us, and it will vary by season. It's going to be different than in the fall, than the winter, than the spring.
Yeah.
I just wish everyone the best and encourage patience and understanding and good listening skills. Listen to what the child is saying and try and adapt and accommodate as best as possible.
Well, thanks for guiding us through all this, Dr. Douglas.
Take care. Thanks
right.
for allowing me to come in. I appreciate it very much.
Of course, always. And for more information, as always, you can go to today's topic by checking out the 9 a.m. guest page on WNEM.com.